Good morning. Basic Education Minister Angie Motshekga is visiting the Phomolong Secondary School in Tembisa today. This follows an attack in which the deputy principal was shot and killed on Friday, allegedly by 3 gunmen. For more on the story, ENCA's Motshekga joins us now live. Motshekga, there were some scenes there of children from a school down the road trying to take down the gates, a lot of frustration, trauma. We saw the Education MEC Panyaza Lesufi there. What is the school looking like today?
No violence today, Annika. In fact, the minister has already addressed the pupils during an assembly this morning. She spoke to them already at around 7:30 this morning. She says that she was just here to convey her condolences to them as the pupils, as well as the teachers and the school staff. After the gunning down of Tembisa, the deputy principal here at Phomolong Secondary School. We know that it happened on Friday. So the minister also telling us as the media that she is obviously concerned about safety at schools. This, as you know, is not the first time that we see violence at school, either a pupil-on-pupil violence or pupil-on-teacher violence. And although with this incident, we don't know if it has anything to do with the school, but the fact that it happened at the school is raising concern once again about safety at schools. And she says she understands the debate around, for instance, people suggesting that the department puts metal detectors at school or gets security guards that would be armed, for instance. But she says it's more complex than that. She says every school needs to actually have its own security checks that will be, proper for that particular school. It cannot be, one solution for every single school, especially because she says there is another school where a pupil was stabbed by another pupil in the Val. And at that school, for instance, they do have security checks in place, but that particular pupil that stabbed another pupil went around and actually threw his bag into the school grounds from a gate that he knew is not, guarded by security. And so when he walked into school, nothing was detected from him. But obviously he made his way to go fetch that bag, and that's when he gained access to the knife that he had brought to school and stabbed the pupil. So that was just one example that Angie Motshekga gave. She did also say that she would be going to see the families sometime today.
Motshekga, we've had issues of teachers being gunned down in gang-ridden areas here in the Western Cape. There was a Safer Schools project where there were metal detector machines put at the entrance to the schools and security guards. Is this a school in an area that is particularly known for being surrounded by criminality, or does this have a more sinister tone to it that suggests it's more than just a random shooting?
The evidence that is so far with the police, Annika, shows that this is more sinister than we think. This area called Tembisa on the east rand of Johannesburg, just like many other areas that are informal settlements, has crime in it. But, it's never been mentioned, for instance, in Minister Begitele's release of crime stats at any point as, the murder capital or things like that. But we do know that it is an area that obviously has an issue with violence against women and children, for instance. I know that that is one thing that is concerning for the police around here and the community. But what I mean when I say that it seems more sinister, it looks like it was, a hit, it was an ordered hit, because of the fact that when community members speak to police officers, the ones who did see what happened here on Friday, broad daylight at around 3 o'clock, Annika, they say that she was driving out the driveway. And I don't know if my colleague Tebogo Masilo, and forgive us, the sun might, hinder him from showing you properly. But here is the driveway, and you'll see a car driving out at the moment. So she was going out of this very same driveway when 3 armed men approached her. One of them shot through the passenger seat, and she got shot 3 times. And when she managed to get out of the car. Unfortunately, because of the fact that she was shot, she fell right there outside that gate that is now closed. She fell on the floor, and 2 more shots now at close range then finished her off. And then the men, according to the community members who witnessed the crime, didn't even take anything from her. They didn't take her cell phone. They didn't take her car. They just simply left after doing that. So it shows that they were not looking for anything in terms of robbing her. But the mandate on Friday seems as though these men were told to go out there and kill Mrs. Ngendu. So, you know, in terms of whether it's just a random hit, it doesn't look that way so far.
Motshekga, must have been absolutely terrifying for the pupils and those who witnessed it too. And we send our condolences to the victim's family. Thank you so much. That was our reporter, Motshekga.